Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a journaler, journal maker, teacher of journaling courses, and also a writer and an artist. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why I am studying art therapy this year. And just in the background, I've got an unboxing video slash haul video from last year of when I got back into painting. And I've got watercolors here and acrylics and all sorts of brushes and supplies, so that might loop around in the background because I'm not sure how long this video will be, but this is kind of a look at sort of that podcast style that I'm leaning towards as I share about my journey with art therapy, what I'm learning and all that kind of thing. So I'll also have a patron version of this video where I'll go into more detail about this journey and just share a bit more behind the scenes, a bit more personally and vulnerably. So if you want to check out that version, I'll also link my Patreon down below. But yeah, stay tuned for this video first and I'll give you sort of the overview. Alright, so first of all, some background. I have always been creative. My mum, when I ask her for some of our journaling courses that I run, one of our prompts is to find words that describe us and to ask people around us who know us well, what word would you use to describe me? And if you could only use one word, what would it be? And so when I asked my mum this, she said creative. I've just always been creative, and I definitely agree with her. I believe that's true. All these early memories of drawing and colouring in and doing all different types of crafts and just never stopped. All through primary school, high school, uni to today, I have always found something to do with my hands, and the thing might have been different, it might have changed from season to season. It could have been scrapbooking one year, it could have been card making another, it could have been photography one year, it could have been making jewellery another, but I've always had a creative outlet for my hands and my brain just to unwind and relax, and it's very therapeutic but also enjoyable, and just always been creative. So I have this memory of me when I was a kid, one of the earliest photos of myself that I can remember, where everyone was asleep, it was dark, but I had woken up in the middle of the night, and for whatever reason I just went out to the fridge, because our fridge had magnets with pieces of A4 blank paper on it, and so we could draw on the fridge if you wanted, on the paper. And for whatever reason, I woke up in the middle of the night, everyone's sleeping, and I just was like, I want to draw. And so out I went and tiptoed into the kitchen and got these Crayola textures and started drawing on the fridge, on the paper. And I think it was my mum who came down and she heard me or saw the light, and she took a photo of me drawing on the fridge in the middle of the night. And that photo for me is very significant for me in my life, because it just reminds me of how creativity is just my go-to, the thing that I naturally do without, thinking. It's just what I'm drawn to, and, even in the middle of the night, that's just the first thing I want to do. So yeah, always been creative, but I've also always had this interest in people. And so people just absolutely fascinate me, and I've always wanted to know people in a deep way, on a heart level. I'm surface talk, small talk, not interested in. I want to go straight and deep to who are you? What makes you who you are? What are your deepest dreams? What are your deepest fears? What do you struggle with? What do you love? What are you passionate about? I want to get straight to that, and I want to just know all about people, and I just think people are amazing. Every single person is amazing, I think, and therefore worth getting to know, and I want to know them. And when people allow me in to see their heart and all those things, it feels like just such a gift. It feels like they're opening up to me a present, and they are the present. That's why I say every person is a gift. You are all treasure chests, and you are just full of stories and experiences and thoughts and feelings that are amazing, and I just want to know them. So yeah, I just wanted to get straight in there, and D&Ms, and I had this saying that I'm careful who I say it to, because people might think, like, who the heck are you, you weird crazy person. But I just wanted to swap brains with people so that I could know what it's like to be them, to know what they think and feel. And just because I'm so fascinated by people and I'm just so interested in who they are and want to know, I want to understand people, and understanding has always been a big thing for me. When people ask that question, how would you change the world? If you could change the world, what would you do to change it? For me, my answer was always that people would be able to understand each other. And that was my greatest wish, I guess, that I would be able to understand all people and really know what it's like to be them. And then you could have that greater compassion and grace for people, because when you understand them, you just naturally have that greater compassion for people. So that's, again, some background about me, just who I am, I guess, just that natural interest in people and fascination in people. And also, I have always had this, I always want to champion people. I've always been a cheerleader of people. Like, I believe in people, no matter what background you have, no matter what you may believe about yourself or how you've been treated. I will champion you and cheerlead you and say, you are amazing, you're worthy, you're lovable, and you can do great things, whether it's big or small things, whatever. And I just want to come alongside people and cheer you on. Really. And so that's sort of the background about who I see myself as creative, and always just had this deep interest and fascination and belief in people. Okay, so moving on to some more specific things. So, and I hope you're like doing something in the background while you're listening to this, maybe cleaning or crafting in the background, because like I said, this is just going to loop, and this is that more podcast style. So moving on to more specific things. In 2014, this band called Iron and Clay came to our church, and they're like a traveling ministry band who are also creative. So they would share dramas, like skits, not just songs, but skits and artwork, and their different passions and talents they could bring to their presentation in ways to share their stories. And so one lady in that band was Alana Bosgra, Lani, from Lani's Art, and she shared her drawings with us, and how, they just shared her thoughts and her feelings, her experiences, and how, life lessons that she's learned, and mental health journey. And it, for me, was like a whole world opened up. And because I've always been creative, like I've always drawn and done art. So this was the first time that I saw that art could be used to not just, draw a tree or draw a beach, but as a way to express your inner world. I was just blown away. Like, really? Art can do that? And so I had a chat with her afterwards and said, what do you use? What materials do you use? And she said Prismacolor pencils. And I bought myself some Prismacolor pencils straight after that. And I just wanted to explore this new way of drawing for my own life, where I could draw my inner experience. And so what a godsend that was. And I definitely believe God's hand was in this, because after that year, 2014, that's when I met her. And she gave me these tools to work with, these Prismacolor pencils and drawings. Because in 2015 and 2016, I went through depression and anxiety. And as a lifelong journaler, I thought words would be the thing to be able to express what I was going through, but I had no words. I didn't understand what I was going through. I didn't know I didn't have words to describe what I was going through. And so drawing was my outlet. Drawing became my lifeline. It was the only way I could express myself, was through pictures. And then amazingly, through the pictures, they gave me words. They gave me writing and a way to express myself. So for those 2 years, I drew a picture often. Like some days, every day, I would just draw and draw and draw and draw. And my book, The Art of Mental Health, that I published, that expresses my whole journey that I went through, everything I thought and felt, all the lessons I learned, and how God got me through depression and anxiety. So drawing came into my life with Prismacolor pencils at exactly the right time when I needed it. And I guess that's how I firsthand saw arts therapy at work, in action in my own life, how it helped me to heal and helped me to understand myself and express myself, and then helped me to communicate that with others, helped me to open up, helped me to connect with others so that others wouldn't feel alone, and others would know that other people have felt the way they've felt and thought the way they've felt, and to be able to help others in that way through art. So there's art therapy in action. So that was kind of my first little adventure into art therapy. And who knew that it'll lead to this? I had no idea at this stage. But then in 2018, I discovered the podcast Psychology in Seattle. And that just completely fanned the flame of my love of psychology. Like, I always had an interest in it, but now this just took it to a whole other level where I was just like, wow, I love everything to do with psychology, and I just want to soak it all up, and I want more and more and more, and I just listen to it like every single day and take in this information. And what I love about it is they teach you the theory, but then they also share anecdotes and stories from their own lives, which really enhances that learning experience. I learn best through people sharing stories. I still want the theory though. I want the theory behind it. But when I get the lived experience as well, I'm like, yeah, I understand that, because we see ourselves in each other's stories. So I really appreciate that they not only take the time to share all the theory, but they share vulnerably and personally, because that's where I find that real connection to the theory and can apply it in my own life. And so that also came into my life at the right time. I see God bringing Psychology in Seattle and Lani from Lani's Art into my life at the right time, because they helped me so much. But one way in particular was through learning about attachment theory, and how learning that I probably have avoidant attachment, and that it's all curable through corrective experiences, and through, for me in particular, going on a campaign to build a support network and learning to open up and learning to give people a chance to be there for me, and not just, going through life doing it alone, doing it, I'm the strong one, everything's fine here, no one needs to help me because I've got it all together, pretending all of that, because of being too scared to let people in, too scared to let people care, because I thought they might not care, if that makes sense. And so listening to him then on Psychology Settled, Dr. Kirk Honda, and also his co-host Umberto, they really helped me to step out and reach out and open up more, and to learn that people can be there for you and care for you. And so that was very needed. So yes, that was a whole other journey of healing and learning about myself and learning about other people, which then helps to bring greater compassion and empathy for self and others. And just so good, so good, so much good stuff to learn about communication, and I can't rave about them enough. So then after that, in 2021, last year, I then stumbled across Brittany McCowan on YouTube, where she was sharing her art visual diaries from 3 subjects she did at learning art therapy. And I was just like, wow. She was Aussie too. I'm like, wow. All the stuff that she was sharing and learning, I was just like, wow, I want to know more. And so I looked into art therapy. So I'd always, before this, I wanted to eventually study psychology. So going back a bit, listening to Psychology in Seattle, they ignited this spark in me that eventually one day I would study psychology. But I didn't think it would be till I was like 50 or 60, I'll do this other life first, and then when I'm a bit older, I'll study psychology and counselling and all of that kind of stuff. And I've been looking at it throughout, ever since I discovered Lani's art. She's an art therapist. I've been looking at studying something to do with art therapy, something to do with psychology. But always thought I'll put that off till I'm 50 or 60. And then, when I discovered Brittany McCowan, there's things I went through last year and the past years, getting back into art, getting back into painting and drawing and creativity for my own well-being and healing, and then discovering Brittany McCowan. It all kind of came together, essentially. All the things on this journey that I've just talked about all kind of came together with then discovering art therapy. And researched it. I reached out to Rebecca Bloom, who is also one of the hosts on Psychology in Seattle, and I just emailed her and asked her, can you tell me a bit about art therapy and any resources you can give me so I can find out if this is actually something I want to do or not. And she actually emailed me back, which is amazing. I was like, oh my gosh. And she emailed me this book recommendation called Little Windows into Art Therapy. And so I bought it, I read it, I did all the exercises and I just loved it so much. It was like a door had opened into this world of wonder, and oh, wow. And that is how one of my journaling courses was born last year, my art journaling course, where I created some of my own art exercises for well-being, and combined them with other exercises that I'd done. And it was just, yeah, opened this whole other world. And so then I looked more seriously into art therapy since, now that I knew, yes, this is something I would love to learn more about. And so, I looked into where Brittany went to, which is Icon Institute, and pretty much all of these things led to me applying, and then had my interview and got accepted, and so officially enrolled to study arts therapy full-time this year. And it is a bachelor that I have enrolled in, but there is an option to just do 1 year and do a diploma. And so I'll just do 1 year first to start off with and just see if I like it. And maybe I'll need a break after it because it's, a full-on course. Maybe I'll just need a break. I might defer, or I might transfer to a different uni, and maybe I'll learn, no, art therapy isn't what I want to focus on. I actually want to focus on more talk therapy, counselling side of things. So yeah, I'll do it 1 year, and then that will show me kind of what direction to go in after that. So, or at least the aim is to at least get the diploma, and then maybe get a bachelor, or maybe transfer into psychology or something like that. So we'll see. That is the story of how it all kind of came together. You can see how it's a long, winding road, and that's often how things work when you fall into something. But yeah, I guess why I'm doing it as well is because now that I've, I make journals and I share journaling videos for well-being, and I teach journaling courses for well-being. So my idea is why I want to do this as well is so that I can use art, creativity, and journaling in particular to help people with mental health and well-being. That's my kind of broad goal. So I don't know if I want to be an art therapist. In our interview, she's like, where do you see this taking you? And I just said upfront, I don't know if I'm going to be an art therapist. I don't know if that's what I want to do or not. But I do know I want to use art, creativity and journaling to help with, maybe in community groups, or on my online space through Willow journals, to help with mental health and well-being. And maybe in future my journaling courses could be more tailored to that, with the knowledge that I'm going to gain and learn from this course. So yeah, that is that. Who knows where it will lead? I don't really know. And so that's where I want to kind of go on to a different part of the journey and share that uncertain journey side of it, and the struggles that I've had, and to share a bit more vulnerably about this whole journey. And I'll do that over on my Patreon. So if you would like to hear the rest of the journey, or the deepest part of this journey, and what's led me to doing art therapy, then feel free to check out the link below in the description box to my Patreon. And check that out. You also get, if you sign up to be a patron, it's just a way to support me as well. So that would be very much appreciated while I'm studying full time. I have to pull back a bit on my work. So that would be absolutely amazing, any support. But also you get extra videos, extra creative videos, journaling videos, printables. If you're a Ruby patron or higher, you get every single digital kit from my Etsy, and I'll keep putting out different kits and different things, linens, and just things I design as well. So you get a whole bunch of extras, also personal updates, behind the scenes looks, first access to my journals and things I put up in my Etsy. So yeah, if you want to check all that out, link is below. And yeah, if you want to see and listen to the other part of this journey, then go to Patreon now and you can watch that right now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Very excited, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. A big special thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in January. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. I can't do this without you, so thank you so much. If you would like to become a patron in February, the link will be below in the description box to my Patreon, and that's where you get access to extra videos and behind the scenes looks, personal updates, printables. The Ruby tier and higher, you get every single digital kit from my Etsy as well. And may you all journal your lives because your story matters.